about finding inner peace in the midst of all the chaos. And we are going through a lot of chaos in all areas of our life, locally and globally. And it's affecting each one of us in different ways, but we're all having a hard time to shut down the news, shut down the chaos, and find some inner peace. And so I want to give you some expansive tools that are enjoyable, easy, that you can practice now to find inner peace throughout your day and in the midst of the chaos of your life. I'm Anna Gatman, and wherever you're watching this is coming to you from the Expansive with Anna Gatman YouTube channel. So the first thing I want you to consider is an expansive perspective on how you can tap in to inner peace. And all of the examples I'm going to give you are going to show you an expansive way to tap into inner peace. So the traditional way is meditating. Meditating 20 minutes, 45 minutes, once or twice a day, quieting your mind in the hopes that you'll experience inner peace and that it will be lasting throughout the meditation and then throughout your day. So that is the hardest thing to do because we are thinking beings. We human beings are thinking beings. And in the midst of all the chaos that we're going through, it's very hard to shut down the news or our to-do list for the day or our kids who are at home or elderly that we have to take care of, work, financial issues, different things that we're all dealing with. It's very hard to meditate in the traditional way. It is useful and it does create a day that is informed by it, but there's so many more enjoyable, simple, practical ways to tap into inner peace. So first of all, inner peace is a frequency. It's a state of mind that you can tap into through anything that you can do. There's inner peace everywhere, inside you and outside. So just meditating and trying to empty your mind is not the only way to find inner peace. So one way that you can tap into inner peace is to close your eyes and recall a moment in your life where you experienced inner peace. It can be something from your childhood, or it can be something that's happening every week as you go about doing something specific, a moment, something where you experienced inner peace. And I invite you to recall that moment and recall it as vividly as you can, because as you do that, you'll begin to remember, your body will begin to remember that experience of inner peace, and then you'll suddenly feel the inner peace. And when I tried this today, the memory that came to me was my maternal grandfather's garden. It had a beautiful lawn with a little pond with lilies. It had dahlias and roses, and it had a whole section, a huge section with fruit trees and vegetable patches. And it was a Garden of Eden. And while I experienced their joy and delight and freedom, I also experienced their inner peace, because it was a container that held me, and I would spend hours there. So when I did what I'm inviting you to do, what came up for me was a memory of the Garden of Eden of my childhood, my grandfather's garden. And so I just relived that experience and remembered different moments there, or just the feeling of being there, and I was flooded with inner peace. So what's a memory that you have that can remind you of inner peace, and just relive it until you're experiencing inner peace? So that's one way that you can very simply and easily connect to inner peace. Another way is to look outside of you. So that is, again, an expansive tool. Inner peace is not just inside us, it's externally outside us all the time. It's in the beauty of a flower, there is inner peace of it growing. In a tree, there is inner peace. Because when you look at a tree growing, there is tranquility, there is ease, there is patience, there is peace there. And so if you look at that tree, you can extract the peacefulness that is in the tree, that's emanating from the tree, and connect to it in you. And suddenly you're in that radio channel, in that vibration of inner peace. Something that I like to do. And so when I was trying this out, I recalled that at times when I sit right here on the white sofa behind, there's a tree out there, and you can even see right now there are leaves that are flowing in the wind. Sometimes I close the door, I shut the windows so there's no sound, and I'm kind of like in a sensory deprivation tank, and I just lie on this white sofa behind, and I look at those leaves of that tree. And just seeing those leaves just go like this without a sound even creates such tranquility and peacefulness for me. That I do that sometimes for just 5 or 10 minutes. The world is outside, there is silence, and I just look at those leaves and I feel such peacefulness. So there's peacefulness out in nature, outside in a tree, in a flower. There's also peacefulness around your house. So we're spending a lot of time these days at home, right? Because of sheltering in place, because the coronavirus pandemic. And so you have objects in your house that evoke peacefulness for you. I'm sure of that. And if not, then go and get one. Find a precious object that's going to inspire inner peace in you. But before you do that, look around your house. Maybe you have a picture of a great aunt or your child when they were young. Or maybe you have a specific rock that you found that is precious, that evokes inner peace for you. There might be an object in your house that evokes tranquility and peacefulness for you. And so inner peace is out there. It's in the rock or in the image of your great aunt or the picture of your child. So go spend a few minutes with that object. And as you do that and are reminded of why it evokes peace in you, you can receive the inner peace that is in the object, in the rock, or in the picture, or in the feather, or whatever that object is. Again, you're tuning into the frequency of inner peace, which is embodied for you in this object that you have. So inner peace is out there in different objects. It can be very simple and enjoyable to just walk around your house, find an object that evokes inner peace for you, hold that object or spend time with that object. Appreciate that object for holding inner peace for you. Knowing that you can spend time with it and tap into inner peace. It allows you, that object allows you to tune your radio channel to inner peace, and suddenly you're experiencing inner peace through the memory of your great aunt, your child, the rock, the feather, whatever it means to you. So these are very simple, playful ways to experience inner peace. And you can see how they expand the notion of where inner peace resides and how you can tap into inner peace. It's available within you, and it's available around you, outside of you. So you could be driving down the highway, and if you're like me in Northern California, you get to see mountains. And as you look at the mountain, you can connect to the peacefulness, the regal peacefulness of the mountain as you're driving down the highway. Keep looking straight so you don't have an accident, but take in the mountain and the regal peacefulness of it. That's available for you while you're driving. So you see, peacefulness is everywhere. It's not just when you're meditating and trying to empty your mind to arrive at a certain state of emptiness that will finally allow you to experience inner peace. So as I tried all of these tools today that I'm sharing with you, I also asked for inner peace from the stars. We are made of stardust. We are all made of the stars. And so I thought of the stars and I asked for inner peace from the stars. And I had an image, right, of the dark cosmos and these stars lighting up the sky. And so as I did that, I got a larger, more expanded, spacious perspective than the human world that we're so focused on, which is in turmoil and chaos as it's going through a transformation now. But the cosmos is larger, more expansive. So when I ask for inner peace from the stars, I am putting myself in a more spacious, expansive state of mind, and I received a sense of inner peace from the stars. Then I did the same with the earth. I asked for inner peace from the earth, from planet Earth, and received that. And so again, this is an expansive perspective on the human world that is in chaos. When we're just focused on the human world, we experience the turmoil. As I'm talking even now, I can feel the turmoil, the stress, the chaos. But when I think of the stars, of the cosmos, when I think of the planet, when I ask for inner peace from the earth, suddenly I feel more spacious because I have given myself a more expansive perspective. And now I'm drawing on inner peace from that. So that's another way for you to experience inner peace that's not just from the world, the human world that is experiencing all the chaos. It's hard to find inner peace there. But if you expand your perspective through a memory from the past, from the stars, suddenly you can find inner peace because it's there. In the picture, in the stone, in the feather, whatever it is, right? And so finally, when I tried this out, I asked for inner peace from my soul. My soul is the spiritual part of me that created me, right? That has created me in this lifetime. And so I asked for inner peace from my soul. And so an interesting thing occurred. I could feel a bit inner peace, but I have to be honest, I didn't feel much from my soul. I felt it from everything else I tried out, but not that much from my soul. But what I did get is a knowing, a message that was very clear. I can give you inner peace in a much easier way if you connect to passion, if you connect to delight, if you wear orange, which is an uplifting color for me. And so I want to share this with you because what this means is that in the midst of doing what you love doing, in the midst of being in the essence of who you are, there is peacefulness. And so again, that's an expansive perspective on finding inner peace just in meditation by emptying your mind. It's by being in the world and doing what you love doing. If you, at the same time that you are doing what you love doing, you can pay attention to the peacefulness that's in the middle of it, suddenly you can tap into inner peace. And so my soul was telling me, when you're passionate, when you feel delight, when you wear orange and you feel uplifted, there's inner peace for you. Because that's the essence of who I am. I inherited from my dad fire in the belly and a spark in the eye. And when I am in that place, and when I share my teachings, and when I work with people and help people to connect to spiritual material abundance in their life, to find more spiritual material balance, to perceive the spiritual material unity in life as I'm sharing it with you now, I feel alive. I feel I'm living my life purpose. And at that time, I'm at peace because I am doing what I'm meant to be doing. And I feel passion and I feel joy. And so my soul is telling me there's inner peace right there in the midst of it if you stop and feel it. And so another way is through doing what you love doing, expressing the essence of your calling, a hobby you love to do, the work you love to do, something you're good at and makes you feel good and alive and passionate, or whatever qualities your soul is going to tell you that are at your essence. If you do them, there's inner peace there as well. So you have now very simple, playful, enjoyable, practical tools to find inner peace. And most of all, I've showed you all of these expansive tools, expansive ways to find inner peace, to tap into the frequency, to the radio channel of inner peace that you can do in a 5 to 10 minute meditation while you're sitting and gazing out through the window, while you're driving in your car in a responsible way, while you're working, while you're in a meeting and you're just taking a minute to recall a moment of inner peace or a sense of inner peace, and then you continue with your meeting. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard work. There's not just one narrow way to experience inner peace. The frequency of inner peace is everywhere inside you and outside you, and you can tap into it in those different ways that I showed you. Try it out. See how it goes. See if you can experience more inner peace in your life throughout your day. And remember, as long as you stay focused on the human world, then you are in the upheaval and the chaos and the stress and the uncertainty. The minute you expand it to a past experience where you had inner peace before the turmoil now, when you think of nature, when you think of objects that are part of who you are, that emanate inner peace for you, when you think of what you do in your life, what you love doing, your work or your hobby, or when you think of the stars or the planet, you are expanding into a larger, more spacious reality. And in that reality, it's so much easier to tap into inner peace. So you have lots of tools now to find inner peace in many different ways than just meditating and emptying your mind. Play with it. Try these out. See if you can experience more inner peace in your life. Try and see if you can perceive inner peace in outside objects and interactions with people. Leave me a comment wherever you're watching this. I send you blessings of peace.